science topics. I'm Tori.
And I'm Ciara, and today we're going to be discussing the ethics of classroom dissections.
There's a bit of a backstory to this, but we don't want to call anyone out, so let's just say that I woke up one morning and I saw on Instagram that someone was kind of being not very nice to the kids in the bio class because they were like, it's high school science, why do we have to do pig dissections? And so I screenshotted it and sent it to one. Just with the caption, I feel attacked. And so we were thinking of topics to do for this project, and we were like, oh my god, let's kind of call out our people.
So in this podcast, we're going to be talking about the pros and cons, the origins of dissections. We're going to go through some interviews and then alternatives to dissections in the classroom.
Alright, so according to health research funding, dissections are good because they provide a sensory factor that visual study cannot provide, in that most people remember things better. Most people remember things better when they can touch or practice the things that they're learning, and by dissecting an animal, a person, the tactile experience can really resonate in their brains with them and remember them better. And seeing organs and understanding how they work within an animal can strengthen students' understanding of biological systems, so that's also pretty fascinating. Another thing of why dissections are not so bad and that they're pretty good is that biological suppliers are subject to regular inspections, in that the United States Department of Agriculture is required to inspect all biological supply companies by reporting on things like how animals are treated, sanitation protocol, cage construction, and other care issues.
According to the National Vivisection Society, dissections are bad because numerous studies have reported that students who utilize humane dissection alternatives, such as models and computer software, score as well or better on performance tests than students who participate in dissections. No state board of education requires participation in a dissection as a condition of graduation, and no college or university stipulates dissection participation as prerequisite for entrance. However, it should be noted that frogs, the most common used animal for dissection exercises, are harvested and killed specifically for biological study. Fish and sharks are also captured from the wild by fishermen who sell them to biological supply companies. No non-animal alternatives are far more economic than the use of dissection specimens. Would you really want your doctor to have never performed a dissection on anything because it was cheaper not to? We think it's important to mention that no one is ever forced to participate in classroom dissection. According to the American Anti-Vivisection Society, 18 states have laws and policies giving students K through 12 the right to opt for an alternative instead of participating in the animal dissection. In states that do not have dissection choice laws, students and their guardians can approach their teacher and be allowed to use an alternative to the dissection.
So our class got the fetal pigs from Ward Science, which is where most of our school science supplies come from, and under their Preserved Specimens FAQ page, the website addresses people's concerns with the ethics of their products. One of the first questions is the acquisition of specimens regulated? And according to the website, it says the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services and the U.S. Department of Agriculture both monitor the trade in biological specimen. Also, they oversee the import and export of specimen materials. The USDA monitors and regulates the use of domestic animals in whole and in part used as preserved material. Another question is, how can I be sure you are in compliance with regulation? We are subject to unannounced inspections by the USDA personnel, and we are required to file annually to renew our USDA license. Also, the Fish and Wildlife regulations require documentation for all specimen imports and exports, including microscope slides. And then this question applies more to our class because it asks, what about fetal pigs? Fetal pigs are byproducts of the pork industry. The fetal pigs are taken from sows after they've been killed at the packing plant. And fetal pigs are not raised specifically for dissection. They would be far too expensive. And yes, the ethics of the pork industry are problematic, but that's not what we're here to talk about today.
I may want to add that the vitamin industry is not subject to yearly inspections from the USDA because they're considered a luxury item, so your vitamins are probably less safe and clean than your fetal pigs.
All your vitamins are doing is just giving you an expensive pee. It doesn't really do anything for you.
Other schools dissect animals like frogs and feral cats, which are also addressed under Ward Scientific FAQ page. What about cats? Some cats are sourced from pounds and shelters. All shelters are required to retain animals for
Good morning.
All shelters are required to retain animals for a specific time to maximize the possibility of adoption. Animals that are not adopted are euthanized at shelters and preserved for dissection under the guidance of the USDA regulations. These animals are recycled for education, otherwise they would have been incinerated or placed in a landfill after euthanization. According to the Carolina Biological Supply Company, and another company our high school uses, the current source of most preserved frogs from biology has an interesting history. Several decades ago, an area of desert that was converted to farmland through irrigation. Man changing of that land also resulted in a large increase in the frog population of this area. One industry that emerged from this new resource is the provision of frog legs for food. A fraction of the grass frogs collected from the man-made habitat are preserved for biological studies.
We've asked some of our fellow classmates how they feel about in-class dissections that they actually participated in. So, fellow AP biology student, Tony here.
Hello.
Oh god. What is your opinion on the fetal pig dissection that we did a couple weeks ago?
It was very important. It definitely made us learn a lot about biology, and yeah.
Thank you, Tony. We also have another fellow student, Olivia Ting. Please come in. Please tell us your opinion on the fetal pig dissection.
Well, I think that it's a super beneficial experience. It's such a unique experience because you can only learn so much from a textbook, and being able to see how all the systems interact and communicate with each other, and how everything is connected is just really fascinating. So I enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Hello.
So you're anti-dissection, right? Can you explain why?
Understand why either. Yeah. We've
Let me
done so
put this
many,
down.
like additives and modifications.
So I'm anti-dissection. I kind of feel like in high school, it's not really like necessary to have to kill animals to do a dissection. When a lot of people like in the class might not even be like that interested in doing it, because a lot of times when like people do dissections, they're kind of like ew, like gross, and they're not really like learning a lot. So I think it's kind of necessary in a college level class, if that's like what you want to do in the future, but I think at a high school level it's not really necessary. And you can do things like online dissections, that's kind of pretty much the same thing.
Do you stand by like the whole people aren't into it, even in like electives like biology?
So yeah.
I think so, because like you can just learn it through other ways.
Okay, thank you.
So, in conclusion, if you are against dissection and you're in a biology class, ask your teacher if you can do an alternative for the grade. You know, you're not forced to do anything.
If you're not in a biology class and you don't have to participate in dissections, then like don't.
Butt out.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for watching Problematic Science Topics, and we hope you can join us next week when we discuss climate change.
The president's an idiot.
Oh, Nate, you haven't seen this.
Amen. Praise Jesus.
Special thanks to healthresearchfunding.org and also the Anti-Vivisection Society, thank you. Oh, to EDU Lab, thank you very much. Oh, to Ward Science for providing us the pigs. Oh, you want to go get the pig? Hold on, we're gonna have a feature. Nice.
This is 2 fetal pigs.
Special thanks to these guys.
And
keep
Corey
these
for writing the script.
You can see this video. It's taken from another clip. Like,
And special thanks to Olivia Ting and Tony Terciano and whoever else we interview for the second part of the interview.
videos, but funny things. I'm like, yeah.
Where are we?
What we have here?
Big organ.
Looks like
What? I found it.
Alright, who should we choose? Hey, who wants to be in our podcast?
Like ethical reasons, or could it just because it's yucky? And I was like, it has to be for ethical reasons. She was like,
Pig's head looks like smaller. Haha, that's funny. Can we get someone to like dress in free people things and then not shower for a couple days so that we can ask them what they think?